Hi Capricorn, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you have been here before, welcome back. Like, share, subscribe, comment, you know, the usual. If you're brand new to the channel, what I normally do is let flip, fly, or fall anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look and see if we are looking at life, love, career, health, or whatever, and then clarify with various oracle decks. Sometimes I get a really, really good, unique channeled message that comes through. It's like kind of specific for just a handful of people, and it's always amazing that connects with people. So I feel like I got one of those coming out for the Capricorns today. So let's see what it is. My nose is running all of a sudden. All right. Well, the first card that fell out was the Justice card. That could be a couple of things. Could have... Okay, I don't want those, but I do want those. That one. Could be something to do with the court case. You've been battling a court case. You're going to finally get justice. You're going to finally get to have your say. Something to do with... It's not going to feel so lopsided anymore. But the sun is in the reverse position, so I'm saying don't get too excited just yet. 4 of Wands. Okay, so that's the Union card. Twinflame card. 7 of Swords. Okay, let's see. Let me think about this. All right, this might be a twin flame reading. It feels, okay, so this is what I'm feeling so far. It kind of feels like you are waiting on an apology to balance out some things. Something in a relationship has been very lopsided. If this is a twin flame relationship, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For some reason, though, it's kind of like you think this with the sun coming in reverse, it's kind of like the feeling has been, when I get that apology, everything's going to be perfect. I also noticed that sun card matches my outfit. That's funny. So I feel like you're like going, when I get that apology, everything is going to be perfect. I'm going to come together with my twin and it's going to be ooh la la. And I feel like the universe is going, yeah, I don't know that it's going to be that perfect when you get your apology. There's still going to be some swords, some thought processes, some fights, okay? So there's still going to be some fights that you guys are going to have. I'm not going to say they're going to be knocked down, drag out fights. But, and this makes me feel like you're going to have some of those fights where you guys are going to have to go separate in the corner because there's still some stuff that needs to be worked out. So don't be fooled in thinking that once you come together with your twin, that this is going to be as, Liz from Guided with Angels, she has a twin flame channel. She's always like, it's not going to be lollipops, rainbows and lollipops. So this is a reminder that when you come together with your twin, do not assume that it's going to be rainbows and lollipops. But my feeling is it's still better than any of the other relationships you've been in because there is a connection there that you may get in and knock down. And when I say knock down, drag out, I don't mean like physical. I mean like screaming and yelling at each other. I feel like you're still going to be able to say your piece. You guys have grown enough that you're going to be able to, maybe go in your corners and then come back and say you're sorry. I want this one for whatever reason. Four of Cups in reverse. So in the upright, that would kind of be, okay, let me think about this. I feel like this is still saying that you're going to be able to focus on the positive. You guys have you've come along far enough that you know what's happening. You know why you're getting triggered. You understand that this is all about healing and learning, and that when something comes up, I feel like it's going to come up and it's just going to, fizzle out really fast. Because you're just a lot farther along than you were 2, 10, 5, whatever, however long ago, years ago it was whenever you guys met. You've grown, the other person has grown, the fights that you have may be hot and heavy, but there's probably going to be a lot of hot and heavy makeup sex after it's over. Because you said your piece, you're not holding it in, neither are they. You apologize, they apologize, and you both kind of go about your day. Do I want any more of these? I feel like I want one more for some reason. One more. Do I want one more? Let's take this one. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse position. That's okay. That just is a confirmation for me. There's still growing to do, even though you guys may come into union, you may come together. There's if that was in the upright, that would be kind of like you're starting to pick your harvest. But I feel like with it in the reverse position, it's kind of like there's still some growing to do. So, don't get too excited. Everything's not going to be all perfect once you guys come together. But I do want to do something. So we've just kind of talked about, this is going to be a different kind of reading here. I have been dying to use my sex cards. So we're going to use my sex cards on this one. So let's just pretend like you had a big old fight. What happens afterwards? Let's say you did have a knockdown, drag out fight. Let's see with the sex cards what happens afterwards. All right. So what happens after the twins have their knockdown, drag out fight? Let's see what happens. Dang. First one is, okay, so this to me looks like there's going to be an apology. Look at them looking at each other. It looks like, it looks like he feels bad and she's saying, it's okay, I forgive you. So it looks to me like after the knockdown, drag out fight, there's going to be an apology. Do I want all of these? Okay, so then the first thing, for whatever reason, the thing that made me think of is like you guys are going to go shopping. And it's going to be kind of like, I know I was wrong and I want to pay you back, and you're going to go shopping and he's going to buy you a pair of boots or something. Because if you look at this is like her looking at a pair of boots, and that's the first thing that caught my eye. So there's going to be a little shopping after this big fight so that probably means that whoever you're with, one of his, there's a book out there, the five love languages. And it's like physical touch and gifts and acts of service and quality time, and there's a fifth one. I can't remember what it is right now. So there could be a case of, and this is, so let's talk about that. I had this conversation with a girlfriend of mine the other day. If someone has, like, they usually have the top two, God, I'm like totally losing my focus right now. Acts of love or whatever. Why am I having such a hard time thinking right now? Well, hang on a second. 5 love languages. They have top two love languages, and they usually do to the other person what their top 2 love languages is. So if your guy, let's say his is physical touch and he likes receiving gifts, then he's probably going to do that to you because that's what he likes. He's going to be very touchy-feely with you because physical touch is one of his things, and that's very common for a man. And the other one is, like, but maybe yours is an act of service, and if he takes out the trash, that makes you feel loved, and to him, giving gifts is the way he shows love. So you just kind of need to know what the other person's way of showing love is. So when they show their way of love to you and it's different than you really want to receive it, that you're not getting all bent out of shape. When he buys you a pair of boots and when you really wanted him to take the trash out, you're not going to get all shitty with him. God, that took forever to come out. Okay, so what's the other one? Oh, this is interesting. So after the fight, okay, there's 3 naked women on here. This does not make me think you're going to have a menage a trois, but it makes me think that you may have the knockdown, drag out fight, and you just go, you know what? I'm going to go hang out with my girlfriends for a while and cool off. You go hang out with your guy friends, and then we'll come back after we've both, in a better space. So this is kind of like the going off into the hermit and separating yourselves from doing any more damage is what I'm hearing. Is go hang out with your girlfriends, cool off, take a deep breath, realize it's not the end of the world, and then you guys can come back together. And I don't want all of these cards. I want this one, though. What's this one say? Now, this one is the sex card. So there's probably going to be some hot and heavy, and that looks to me like that's kind of a quickie. Because his pants are down, he's holding her up, and they're outside, and that's not a nice, long, slow love-making session. That is a hard and heavy, hot, and ram it in and go about your business. Sorry. This is the first time I've used these sex cards, and I don't get embarrassed by sex easily at all, so this is making me laugh. Okay, so after the fight, it just looks like there's going to be, it just to me looks like there's going to be some more bonding and coming together and apologizing and just kind of like, it's okay, I'm not mad at you. I know you got upset. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any grudges held, that's for sure. Let's get a couple more out of here. Whoa, okay. These are really new and they're slick. Okay. So there's, it could get a little, now granted, you're going to be in agreement with this, but maybe you're into that kind of thing, a little dominatrix thing. And maybe you emasculated him in the process of this fight, and so you're letting him get his power back, and that's how you're going to let him get his power back, by spanking your ass. Three of Wands. This looks like it's just kind of like forgiveness, and the wands are moving forward. So you're kind of like, I forgive you. Let's move on and forget about it. And we're not even going to talk about this again. Okay. So while this is a Capricorn reading, I feel like this could be any kind of love reading for twins. Okay, so what do I want to do next? What do I want to do? This totally took a different turn of events than what I had originally planned out. Started off Capricorn, ended up as a twin flame fight. Let me think here. I'm trying to think how do I end this thing? All right, so you guys have just had a big fight, and you've just had a whole lot of shopping and makeup sex and apologies and rebalanced each other out. What else does the universe want you to know about this? I'm going to use these cards for whatever reason. What last words of advice do you have for Capricorns who are twin flames? So this is going to be pretty specific. Capricorns who are twin flames. After the fight. I don't know. This one, you know, I'm like, this one kind of took a different turn of events than normal. What else do you have to say to these people? Anything? 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 Worthiness. Okay. Part of the thing that got triggered in this fight was your feeling of worthiness. They said something and you immediately went to the, well, if he loved me, he wouldn't have done that. If I was worthy, he wouldn't have done that. If he thought I was worth it, he wouldn't have done that, or vice versa, she, whatever. Which reminds me of, if you are in a relationship and you're interested, I have been reading this book called The Queen's Code by Alison Armstrong, and I have found it very helpful. I would highly suggest that to anyone who is a woman in a relationship, and it's man-woman or woman-man relationships. I don't know if it would apply to same-sex relationships or not. It's kind of a novel. It's kind of a self-help book in novel form, and it's really interesting. I got it last year sometime after somebody recommended it, and I never touched it. But I picked it up a couple of days ago, and I've had a hard time putting it down. Apparently, it's my time to be reading that because I have a twin flame, and I think we're about ready to come together. And I would like to not have a whole lot of big knockdown, drag-out fights because we've had a few hurtful things said in the process. And it all did have to do with me feeling not worthy or abandonment issues, or, you know, he was just being himself and I took it to mean something else. Resolving conflict. That's funny. That is so funny this came in because this is exactly what this whole conversation is about. Resolving conflict. Love. You need to have love, you need to have empathy, you need to have compassion, you need to have understanding. I mean, if you can see that, I don't think he was trying to make you feel bad. I think maybe you blew something out of proportion, is based on what that picture looks like. And it probably had to do with you thinking he was saying you were not worthy. That's your issue. That's really not his. I mean, really, if you think about that. What else have we got here? Dang, I didn't want all those. the Rainbow Reviver. Well, even though your relationship isn't going to be all rainbows and lollipops, based on this, it appears to me that there will be some rainbows and lollipops. Because remember I said, no, I totally, hang on a second. Remember I said, oh, it's going to be a better relationship than any of the other ones that you have been in. Even though it may make you angrier, it makes you grow, it's still a bigger, better, more meaningful connection than you've ever had before. And it's not anything that you're going to let go. You know that. I mean, you have fought tooth and nail to get this relationship together. There is no way in hell you're ever going to let this person go from your life, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to have a fight every now and again, because there's still growth that needs to happen. But like I said, apparently there's going to be some rainbows involved in this relationship. It's not going to be all knockdown, drag out fights. Let's get one more thing here. I gotta say, this reading did kind of throw me, because this did not come out whatsoever I ever thought it was going to. Okay. Maturity. Okay. You've both matured. That's one of the reasons that you're going to be able to kind of go through this, and it's going to be like, and then it's just going to die down. You guys will go your separate corners. You've learned to do what to do, not to aggravate each other anymore. You don't aggravate the other person intentionally, like maybe you did when you were younger. I think there's a lot of people that they know the things that if they really want to poke somebody, they know the things that trigger them. And so they intentionally go in and like twist that knife. And that is just so not cool. You have grown past that. I'm not saying you ever were, but if you were, you've grown past that. You've learned that you don't do that. You don't fight dirty. You've come to a new realization that there may be some stuff inside of you that is still unhealed, but this is about you. This is not about them, and vice versa. They've got some stuff that's probably unhealed within them. Not probably, I'm sure there is. And so there's just going to be some stuff that you're probably going to knock heads about some stuff, but you're mature enough now to sit down, have a conversation about it, know that everything's not going to come out your way every time, and you've learned how to compromise, and that's part of the growth of this. I also feel like I want to say there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be watching you in this relationship, because it probably took a long time getting there. And a lot of people are I feel like there's going to be a lot of people watching from afar going, let's see how long this lasts. And you're going to prove to them what a really good relationship looks like. So you've got some big shoes to fill. You've got a lot of people watching you. So just beware of that. I feel like all twin flames are coming together this time around to help elevate the consciousness of the world. So there's a purpose for you guys coming together. Anyway, that's enough of that. I think I've said everything that needs to be said. So I look forward to hearing. Again, this could have easily just been a twin flame relationship or a Capricorn relationship. I'll see you guys in May. Bye.